You're listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Glad you can join me on another podcast of All Things Sports with Mike Davis. I thank you for including my podcast into your day. If you're listening on Spotify, please be sure to go ahead and follow the podcast. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Go to any of the social media links in the description box to get in contact with the show. For any comments or any suggestions, I won't take up much more of your time. Let's get into it. All right, so I wanted to give my quick thoughts on the game that took place in London Sunday between my Atlanta Falcons and the New York Jets. And it really wasn't much to take away from the game. I mean, I'll be honest. I picked the New York Jets to win because I don't have much faith in my Falcons to come up on, I wouldn't call it a big game, but, you know, it's a game that's being played over in London. Everybody was able to see it. So, kind of a semi-big game, if that makes any sense. But it looks like my Falcons went over and, you know, they handled business. You know, Matt Ryan looked like a complete stud. Now, not to get carried away, it was against the New York Jets defense. But Matt Ryan, you know, I still think Matt Ryan is a top tier quarterback, not a top 5 quarterback, but I will say he is a top 10 quarterback. You know, it's no other way you can put it. Matt Ryan, 33 of 45, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And that offense went because of Matt Ryan. I mean, he spread the ball out. I believe, 8 guys caught passes from him. But what it boils down to, look, football can be a basic game, a simple game, if you have the right people. And for me, on offense, it's all about running the ball to set up the run. I've always felt that way when it comes to football. I know now, you know, with the West Coast offense, the spread offense, it's not really like that now. It's more pass first than anything. But the Falcons, between Patterson and Mike Davis, excuse me, between those guys, you know, 27 carries and over 100 yards rushing, you know, between the two combined. The offense was in sync. It was in rhythm. And the run set up the pass. And Matt Ryan had a terrific day in the sky. Kyle Pitts, first touchdown of his career, 9 catches, 119 yards. I'm still, you know, for me, the jury is still out on Kyle Pitts. I know he's a rookie, and I'm giving him his fair shake because of that. But I think we didn't need a tight end, seeing that we're kind of like in a semi-rebuild. I won't even say semi-rebuild. This is a rebuild for my Falcons, but they get it done on the offensive side. The defense held. They bended, but they didn't break. You know, Zach Wilson was 19 of 32, 192 yards, no touchdown passes, 1 interceptions. I still think Zach Wilson is going to be a good QB in this league once the Jets get weapons around him and a consistent running game. You know, the running game for him was pretty much non-existent against the Falcons. And receiving, you know, his leading receiver was Davis, 4 catches, 45 yards. That was his leading guy. The Jets really couldn't muster anything on offense, and it seemed like when they drove down the field, it was off of turnovers, which is what you're supposed to do. Turn turnovers into points. But again, my Atlanta Falcons, they pull it out 27-20 over the New York Jets. Again, I don't really know what to make of this game because it was against the New York Jets. You know, I'm not very optimistic on my Falcons really making really competing for a playoff spot, because if that was the case, we should have beaten the Washington football team the week before, and just in Falcon style, it'll be our way. We'll lose to the football team, beat the Jets, and then I believe our next game will be against the Miami Dolphins, and somehow we'll figure out a way to lose that game. I'm just not optimistic as some others on this team. Love the Falcons, but it's just so many pieces that they need. And Calvin Ridley didn't play in this game against the New York Jets due to personal reasons, and it's my Falcons. It's my Falcons. It's nothing else really I can say about that. Excuse me. But again, the Birds, they go over there, they pull it off. I don't look for this to be a lead to a succession of wins, so to speak. But hey, you never know. Me being a Falcon fan, I've seen so much of my Falcons letting me down. Maybe this could be a turn into the right direction. If Matt Ryan keeps playing the way he played against the Jets, they will have a shot. I love the fact that he's not turning the ball over. I believe his past 3 games or 2 games, he hasn't thrown an interception. Now, not saying the Falcons haven't turned the ball over, because they had 2 turnovers against the Jets Sunday. But again, the Falcons defense, they held, they bended, but they didn't break, and that was good. So that's just my thoughts on my Falcons. I just wanted to give my little weekly wrap up on their game against the New York Jets. And you know what? I think that's all I got for you today, folks. Hey, look, I thank you for including my podcast into your day. If you're listening on Spotify, go ahead and follow the podcast. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Go to any of the social media links in the description box to get in contact with the show for any comments or any suggestions. You've been listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis. And remember, it's your world. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm out. Peace.
You're listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis.